day 14 of Kaijufest for the 31 and 31, and I just got finished watching Godzilla versus Megalon, or Megalor, or whoever you want to call him. Beetle Dude, that's the way you should call him. So I'm just going to start off with the negative, and then we'll get to the positive, because this movie actually, in general, is a lot of fun still, and it's really only for the last part of it. But the negative of the film just happens to deal with Jet Jaguar. Okay, this is the one, and it's with the goddamn child actor again, and him every fucking second. Jet Jaguar, Jet Jaguar, Jet Jaguar, Jet fucking Jaguar. Like, honestly, you need to stop. You need to fucking stop. Other than that, it's still a very entertaining film. So so there's a race of sea people, Seatopians, I think they're called, if I remember correctly. And they are upset that everybody is using their nukes to basically bomb the shit out of the land, and it's affecting them. And so they're basically just going for, like a retort or a revenge. And I don't really see them that bad, other than the fact that they're going to destroy the planet or some shit like that because we're going to get revenge. But hey, guess what, fucker? You live on this planet too. You're just under the water, okay? Deal with our nuclear waste or whatever the shit that's going down there. So they summon their god, I guess a cyborg, like beetle type creature named Megalon, which again is a very well done design in terms of the monsters. This era, I think, of the monsters, like before when we had all these guys, and only really like King Ghidorah, I would say, was the only one that was like kind of interesting from the last one. I mean, Godzilla, of course, is interesting, but Mothra, you kind of know what it is. Rodan, okay, it's Rodan. Anguirus, he's Anguirus. He, looks less like a dinosaur, and there's a couple of those that look like dinosaurs too. So it wasn't anything really exciting. But then you had Hidora, who still pretty good. I mean, it's decent. Smog. How can you represent Smog? I guess that's the best way to do it. Then you have Gigan, which I absolutely loved. And now you have Megalon, and he looks great. I mean, the design is really solid. I like the way his hands look. I like how he spits out the fire. You do it's just a really good job of just overall like being a kaiju. I mean, it's great. And so they send Megalon up to the surface, and they also have some people beating up an inventor and the kid, which is probably one of my favorite little short things in the movie that happens. Where you see them, it's in the beginning of the film, and somebody's gotten into the house, and all of a sudden the kid so they hit the guy, the kid goes to attack, and then he gets thrown out of the way. It's like, bitch, you can't stop us. So it's entertaining. It's really entertaining. And then, so basically they're trying to capture the inventor guy because he's created a robot, and that robot can be used to control Megalon. They eventually do get him, and they actually bring him to the surface, Megalon, and then they use Jet Jaguar to go and tell him to attack Tokyo and basically cause havoc. Now, eventually, of course, they get control of the robot back. The robot's sent to go get Godzilla. Megalon kind of goes on a little bit of a rampage, can't be controlled. And then out comes Jet Jaguar after he's gotten Godzilla's acceptance, and Godzilla's on his way. But he decides to turn himself big and fight against Megalon. And this is where like the last 30 minutes of the movie or so are nothing but fucking fun kaiju battles. This is one of the greatest fights that you're going to see in a long time in one of these films. And unlike Godzilla versus Gigan, it actually goes on and at a relatively normal pace. I mean, some of it's quick, some of it's not. It all looks fantastic. You get to see Megalon Jet Jaguar fight, and then it's so close, and you're like, oh, and you see them, he's almost got the win, and then what you don't know, well, I guess what you kind of know, or what he doesn't know, I guess you should say, is that he, or the Seatopians, or whatever the fuck they're called, have asked the Nebula people, Nebula M, or whatever the fuck it's called, you know, the cockroach people from the last fucking movie, to help them and provide assistance. And who provides assistance but fucking Gigan? Gigan shows up. So you got Jet Jaguar about to beat the fuck out of Megalon, and then all of a sudden you have Gigan come down, and the two of them just beat the crap out of him, toss him around, do all this stuff. And of course, who shows up? God fucking Zilla. And God fucking Zilla evens the playing floor. And then you have just good battle scenes between them, and that's all you get. You don't get to have these weird cutaways, kind of like in the last one, which really fucking annoyed me too, was even though it was slow, it would cut away to the humans doing something and take away from the action that was going on. This, it's straight up just them fighting. It's really fun, and it's very entertaining to watch. So ultimately, you know that they win. Godzilla does get fucked up for a second by Gigan. But ultimately, they send Gigan home in a hilarious way, where they basically toss him in the air, and Godzilla uses his fire breath to blast him and send him away. And then they get, same thing to Megalon. They beat the crap out of him, team up, and then that's it. And everyone goes home happy. Godzilla goes back to Monster Island, or Kaiju Land, as it's known in the Japanese. And then the robot goes along, Jet Jaguar goes back with the inventor, his nephew or son, or where the fuck that little kid is, and then his friend. So overall, I still think that get past a little bit of the stuff in the beginning, and that stuff's not bad. I'm not saying the human stuff is bad in this one. It's annoying, but it's not necessarily bad. So, but you get past that and you get right to the meat of it. This is a fun movie. It's not as serious as some of the other ones, especially the last one. It's a little more lighthearted, but honestly, the battle is so good. Like, it's well choreographed for a kaiju film, especially one that's, this in the 70s and stuff like that. So, overall, I guess I have to give this 5 hot glowing rocks of pain that Megalon shoots out. 4 out of 5 is what I'm going to give it. If I said 5, I apologize. I meant to say 4 out of 5. It's really entertaining, so go watch it. And I'm trying to do a little format change here with the clips and stuff, and hopefully it works well for you guys, and hopefully you guys enjoy it, at least seeing some of what I'm talking about. So with that being said, don't forget to go out and check the podcast. The episode on Spawn was just released yesterday, so it'd be great if you go out and check that out with me and Phantom Dark Dave. So, but beyond that, we will be releasing at the end of this week on Saturday the Ghost Rider episode. Oh boy, Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance. Check it. All right, see you guys later.